Okay, guys, welcome back to the channel. Delighted to be joined by my partner in crime, back by popular demand, Mr. Marticevic.
Happy to be back.
Happy to have you back, pal. We have some irons to test today, the Takomo 101T model. Hollow body construction. We've done some testing on the Takomo irons in the past, the 101s. Last year, we actually done the full one-piece forgings, the 201s. So interesting addition to the lineup. A smaller, sleeker, shorter blade length, less offset version of the original 101. Made a ton of sense. Enter the market with the 101, a club that can be played by a really wide range of golfers. And as you start to see the sort of skill set that maybe isn't playing your product start to hone in on that, and that I think is what we have with the 101T.
Totally. I think good for blended sets too. Absolutely.
When you look at I have the 6 iron in both sort of right here, between the 101T and the 101. I remember when we tested the 101 originally, we had kind of, I think we'd actually done it on a hole, and I remember hitting the 4 iron, and kind of after we'd stopped rolling the cameras, I was still hitting this 4 iron because it was so easy to hit. And why wouldn't you add in a 4 and a 5 maybe in the 101 and then go 6 to wedge or whatever your blend is of choice? But very, very easily done. But when I put them hosel to hosel, Mikey, like that, quite a difference in the blade length.
Totally.
How much the length of that 101 sits down. Guys, from a design standpoint, what we're looking at that is when you increase that blade length, you lengthen the blade, you're up in the MOI, right? So you're stretching the mass away from the hosel. You're making it much, much more stable on those off-center strikes. So this is designed, the new one's designed with more workability in mind, maybe a little bit more feedback for the player who's looking for it, but a good-looking club.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's nice and clean, very simple, nothing crazy.
Definitely. A familiar look for us now. The screw in the toe, the kind of muscle back look, but knowing that it's a hollow body with some form of TPE or something in there as a filler to soften and dampen the vibration. So we are very familiar with this now. 0311 and 0311T has to spring to mind from PXG when you look at these. But it becomes a value proposition, doesn't it? So you're looking at $589 USD for a full set of these 4-2 pitch and wedge. You're in the Canadian market, $756 for a full set, and £486 in the UK. So broken down, $84 a club in the US, $108 in Canada, £69 a club in the UK. Great value.
Yeah, especially for that, that new golfer. I get a lot of messages on Instagram, guys, direct to consumer, who do you pick? And now, before it used to be a list of 1 or 2 names. Now it's a list of like 6 different brands, and they're all good.
They're all doing good stuff. You're absolutely right. Whether it's New Level, whether it's Takomo, whether it's Sub 70, we're going to forget a few, and apologies for doing that. But there's a lot of them out there now that are doing a really, really nice job.
100%.
Okay, let's do our usual format, Mikey. Okay. Wedge, 7 iron, 4 iron. Let's see what how they're feeling and flying.
Okay.
Very nice, Michael. Lovely little draw. Very well struck.
What's in these? C-taper?
Yeah, C-taper light. So from a component standpoint, you've got 2 shaft options, 1 grip option with Takomo. They don't overcomplicate it. That's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is they don't have many options.
Yeah.
They're going to go with the crossline grip, and they're going to go with KBS as a shaft line, either C-taper light or C-taper tour. Okay, wee bit left, but sounded really well hit.
Yeah, no, strike felt good.
Yeah. That was lovely. The tempo master. Very good.
No, I think these feel good. They sound good. The tee compared, I know we were talking about them last week. The tee definitely suits my eye a little bit more. Yeah, I definitely like them.
All right, Michael. Nice results of the wedge. You were surprised how much you liked the feel of them. They felt and flew very, very well.
Yeah.
Kind of common theme in here when we do these types of things, whether it's a Kirkland wedge or whether it's a direct-to-consumer golf ball, whatever that brand may be. We generally are not disappointed.
No.
I can't think of many times we've done these tests and we really walk away going, that wasn't very good. They play well. You know, I think the levels of customization, perhaps, I'd be interested to start bending this a little bit. How does it hold up to a bit of bend, and how's the wear and tear on it? At what point, beyond just savings from a marketing perspective, are there cost savings on the production of these golf clubs? I'd be interested in that. But in this environment, in this kind of case, they do stand up against most things out there.
Yeah, this could compete in the drawer all day long.
Definitely. Okay, let's see some sevens. Mikey just out there representing the masses here. 161. Right, so you're not got an amount of speed or distance coming out of these things that is, you know, abnormal, but in any, you know, stretch of the imagination. But the efficiency is very good. I think what we saw at the wedge is the tolerance was very tight in terms of your standard deviation on spin and launch and speed, which I really, really liked. Excellent. A little bit more behind that one, which was good. Slightly toe, no, Healy, slightly Healy. Okay, a little bit of a drop off in spin. And no real significant reason. Well, so there's your reason right there. 4 millimeters higher up the head and slightly smaller spin loft window. That's your reason right there. But that did drop a little bit. So seeing the carry distance stretch out like that would be a little bit of a concern.
Okay.
Beauty. Just turning on you a little bit, but I don't know whether it's you're warming up a little bit and you're just kind of getting your rhythm going, but you know, maybe the first one was a bit of a surprise as that it only carried 161. Let's look at your club head speed. No, you're pretty level. Just catching them slightly better. Yeah. And that's where they're going a little further as well. So we get the face shut, brings the dynamic loft down, angle of attack is getting shallower. And then we hit it more centered. That's your combination where the extra distance comes from. Okay, hit me one more. Okay. Swing, Mikey. Good strike. Very good. Okay, ball data's nice. Launch is nice and high. Spin is down a little bit. I think that's down to the delivery getting a little bit on the shallow side. Yeah. See, our path is right. The face is left of the path, which is where that little draw is coming from. Yeah, good stuff. Very, very good stuff. We can see why the wedge was going left. The path was equally right, same way it was with the 7, but the face was then getting left of the target line.
I mean, even on some of the mishits, it was
still pretty good.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah,
impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the nature of the hollow body design. I think that's what it's designed, obviously, to do, is to absorb a little bit of that unwanted feedback you get from a toe strike or a heel strike or low or wherever it might be, and kind of give you the feeling that, man, I still hit that pretty good. Yeah. No, it wasn't bang on, but it definitely wasn't terrible. Okay, let's look at the 4, Michael, testing you. All right, Michael, 4 iron. Let's see if it's able to keep up with where we had the other 2, 101 and 102 in terms of peak height. We were talking last week down at Titleist when we were at Oceanside. We love to use that peak height as our metric for how a club is performing for us. Inevitably, if the club is hitting the right apex, the speed, the launch, the spin is all falling into a really nice acceptable window for us. So you were in a really great spot when it came to the wedge and the 7. Let's see where the 4 falls in line with those. Lovely strike.
Yeah, strike.
Little open in the face, which is going to be a fun conversation in a couple of minutes, but really good job. And we can safe to say that's as high as that will ever be because it's about 19 yards right of our target. So the face is open to the point where it added enough static loft or dynamic loft. There was more loft on the face at impact. So 98 is probably likely to be more like 88 if you flush one down the line. So we are going to see that flight come down a little bit.
Okay.
Excellent. So good.
That strike feels good.
Excellent.
Be interesting to see what the 101 is compared to this. Because that 101 would be very T200-ish.
All right, Mikey. Really nice job on the striking there. The wedge was good, 7 was good, and you actually struck the 4-iron really good.
Yeah.
But right on topic of what we were saying with regards to the height, it did come down quite a bit, 85 feet. So 101 with the wedge, 102 with the 7, and down in the low 80s with the 4.
Yeah.
What was quite interesting though was you hit them all lovely and really happy with the performance, but you had a wedge that went left, a 7-iron that went straight, and a 4-iron that went right.
Yeah.
This is the bonus ball for this video, is we see that all the time.
All the time.
So you need a flat wedge, a standard 7-iron, call it a flat short iron, a standard mid-iron, and you need an upright long iron.
Yeah.
We're going to do that just now,
Cool.
right? So we're going to retest these, move them all back into line and shuffle them all back in line, and let's see what we get.
Okay.
Mikey. Lovely strike there.
Yeah, just no speed. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit slow. Better. Okay, so made a little adjustment to the lie angle, knowing that you do tend to, well, you were pulling your wedges. Okay, so we could see dynamically a little bit toe up, flattened that, changed it by about 3 degrees, made a big difference. Not only actually to your dynamic lie angle, but guys, this is really where the art and the science of what we do comes into it, because not only did we manage to change Mikey's flight pattern, we changed his swing slightly as well by having the ball do something different. His swing found a slightly more of a neutral delivery, which was to have the path at 1 degree in to out rather than 2.5. And the face was very, very tight and square to that. So you got a little bit of a nudge in efficiency, which you know we love to see. And just your delivery in general was just a little bit stronger. Get the handle into a slightly better position. Your speed was down a little bit, but that's fine. That's, you know, you can adjust that as you go. But ultimately, we got a more neutral ball flight. So if we take the first, and this is what we're building here. We loved where the 7 was, very neutral. We just didn't like how left the wedge was, but now we've got a new version of the wedge. And then we're going to add into that where the 4-iron was, and we've got that out to the right. So now our job is to fix the one that goes out to the right and build you a set built for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Cool.
Let's do the 4. Okay, so that's what we want your 4-iron to look like.
Yeah.
I don't have a huge problem with your 4-iron flight being slightly lower than the 7 in the wedge. That's kind of normal, and it gives you other options. But seeing that ball flight be as neutral, that I know it's only 1 in a row and we'll hit a few more, but if we can get to the point where we see a set makeup that looks like this, absolutely over the moon.
Yeah.
Right? And even if we do a quick comparison, while we've got one that we think is kind of the benchmark, kind of what you had before and what you've got now, you know, increase the spin a little bit. We're taking off some distance. That's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we were hitting a little bit too far before. So good, Mikey.
Well, 2 and done. Feels so much better. That just little. What did you move it? A degree?
Yeah, I moved it 1.5 degrees more upright. So it just holds its line so much better for you.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened to our line there, but
It helped.
that was so good.
Yeah.
New man.
No kidding. New 4-iron.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so adjusted, a more upright 4-iron, a flatter wedge, and a standard mid-iron. Doesn't get any better than that, Mikey. I mean, even that last one was definitely the best one, up at 98 feet, right up where we saw those other ones at. That's a real skill. Back in the days before lofted fairway woods and hybrids, one of the things that you could tell about an elite player versus a player who was a good player was their ability to hit all the irons through the same flight window. Normally, you would see that skill set reserved for Weiskopf, Palmer, Nicholas, the really elite players, the elite ball strikers. And then when the hybrid came out, it really annoyed those guys because it took away their advantage, their competitive advantage in the field. And we've kept the same set of clubs for you, but we've optimised them. We've added a little bit of loft. We've made the lie angle a little bit more upright, so we got you more ball speed, we got you more launch, we've got you more spin. We can't do any more than that. And if we put that all together now, and we have a new set, I mean, how good does that look?
Yeah, it's your gamer set there.
That's phenomenal numbers. Love everything about that.
Even that 4-iron to be in the 4,000s is nice to see.
Definitely. Well, you know, if we take out the 7-iron there and we look at the 4 and the wedge, they're kind of apexing about the exact same height. Yeah. Which is excellent. Good. Okay, little bonus ball in there. Guys, something that we see in the fitting bay all the time for players who start off in a gapping session, hitting their wedge left, mid-iron goes pretty straight, and the end up, the long iron starts drifting to the right a little bit. Make sure you go through that iron set. Generally, the wedge needs to be a bit flatter. Generally, the long iron needs to be a bit more upright, and you'll find the sweet spot. Lovely set of irons, Takomo.
Yeah, very impressive.
101T.
Quite happy with them. They're great looking. They feel good. They sound good.
You as you got on, you started to enjoy the C-taper light shaft. So you know, a nice kind of premium offering in there. You know, it's not like you're getting a made-for shaft that's kind of has, you know, no real recognition in the market. You've got a Lamkin grip, again, really premium, you know, component in there. Nothing not to like. Yeah, no, really, really good. Guys, great value package. Whether you're paying US dollars, Canadian dollars, British pounds, euros, whatever it might be. Don't know what the local currency is in Finland, but really, really good value package with the Takomo 101Ts. Little subtle refinements. We're talking about that shorter blade length, less offset. The blade length going from 79.5 millimeters down to 75 millimeters. It doesn't sound like much, but visually behind the ball, it you know, frames the ball a little bit nicer, doesn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Or that player's look. Great stuff. Okay, guys, more of these. I think it's time for a direct-to-consumer shootout. I think it's time to put all of these direct-to-consumer clubs up against one another. I know I've had that one requested a few times. As I said, new level, sub 70, Takomo, you know, whoever it might be, let's get into that, do a little shootout, and we can share our thoughts on who we think are the best of the bunch. Love it. Great stuff. Okay, stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.